Guys, so I'm back here again to do another breakdown of birth chart analysis. This time around, I'm gonna do birth chart analysis, or at least kind of skim the surface on my client's birth chart. So previously I have been doing analysis to kind of check out people's blessings in life or how they could possibly benefit in life. In her case, she has a lot of creative energy that she could possibly use or harness to kind of, either bring benefit to herself through creative skills and whatnot. But anyway, so I'll get into that later. So with this particular client, her ascendant is in Pisces in the first house. So she's the type of person that would like to spend time alone in quiet environments. So she could also be very spiritual. Growing up, her family would have been like very active, or they would have been very involved in like maybe taking trips or something like that, or maybe physical activities. So for her in particular, since she does have Pisces here in the first house, it would kind of indicate that she has a tendency to kind of really enjoy talking to her friends or her social circle regarding esoteric topics such as astrology, the occult sciences, spirituality. So definitely she's the type of person to want to dive deep under the surface of all these topics, and at the same time she could become very philosophical, since Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is considered a guru or a teacher. It's related to philosophy and astrology. So kind of moving on here, since Pisces is in the first house and kind of lays out the map for the rest of her birth chart. Pertaining to her education, her mother would have been very involved in her education. Also pertaining to, I guess, the moon placement for this client in particular, she probably is a type to possibly get moody at times if she isn't necessarily getting the nourishment from her significant other, emotional nourishment from her partner. At the same time, I found a couple placements here that kind of indicate that she's also the type to kind of want sovereignty over herself. She doesn't like to be controlled by other people, and that goes hand in hand with, her preferred work environments, or how she would probably benefit the most. So again, she needs complete sovereignty of herself. She could also possibly have a complicated relationship with a father. I guess maybe she could confirm this for me later, but there could have been instances where the father might have been jealous of the mother's relationship with the children in the family. But otherwise, moving on, since the Lord of the first house is in the 9th house, which is Jupiter, she becomes proud of her spiritual philosophical beliefs or education throughout life, or it's something that she either likes to discuss or showcase as she gains this type of wisdom. So in her first house in Pisces, we also have Mars situated there. So she could have been like a very energetic person growing up. There might have been instances where she was very preoccupied with her body, whether like maybe she was preoccupied with being fit, or maybe she had health issues that kind of like really took her attention towards her health or body. She could have also been very athletic, competitive, maybe even easily angered growing up. Also, since Mars is a planet that kind of instigates aggression, this could also possibly indicate that she could have either incurred injuries throughout her life quite a bit, since it is situated in the first house, which deals with the body or the self. So she's very prone to injuries. What else? So since we have Mars placed here, this kind of also does indicate that she would have found a partner that has like a similar personality type to her, or also like an aggressive demeanor. And again, since we have Mars situated in the first house, it does aspect the 8th house of, you know, hidden things. 8th house is originally ruled by Mars, so Mars also kind of does indicate sharp objects. So she's also, again, very prone to getting either surgeries or injuries because of the placement in Mars in her first house. So that's something that could be confirmed, because I know for a fact, like, she's told me herself that she has gone, you know, through quite a bit of surgeries throughout her life and severe injuries. So that's my explanation as to why, because she has her Mars situated in her first house, and it kind of aspects these other houses in her chart that kind of indicate that. So also having Mars here in the first house of Pisces, so Mars does rule Scorpio, or Scorpio is ruled by Mars. They're both water signs, so therefore she has like a very keen interest into spirituality, but she also has the ability to really develop her intuition if she so desired to. This also indicates that she would have had like a very lively imagination. Also, if we talk about physical activities, she could have also been like a good runner growing up, or since Pisces does rule the feet, or the body part of the feet, she could have also been like a good dancer. I mean, if she would have wanted to pursue that. So again, so she could be a little bit eccentric in how she interacts with people and how she deals with people on the daily. But definitely she is attracted to people who are into spiritual topics, hence why I feel like she's very drawn to me, or why she chooses to be my client, or she's told me like very nice things to me. So now I kind of understand as to why, because she has it on her chart to be very, again, interested into the occult or spiritual subjects. Also, having the Lord of the second house in Aries, which is Mars, in the first house. So since we have the Lord of the second house in the first house, so second house represents house, family, lineage, wealth, family assets, and then resources. So most of our resources, I guess, would have came from family. But at the same time, if we take into account maybe assets, like for instance, later on, I don't know if she's already gone through this, but she is likely to have to fight for assets later on. Like, let's say one of her parents passes away and there's like property that needs to be divided. She's not gonna have like an easy time just like, you know, receiving that. There might be some discussions with the siblings regarding that, or it might just get